Guys and gals, welcome to this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week. Chris the Drummer Bowes, Bob LaChance, getting back to you. Today we actually have a topic that is pretty fitting because tomorrow night we are doing an Equator training, which is on Bank of America and GMAC, and how to run through the system, little tips and tricks on how to get through it. I know a lot of people are having challenges on that actual system, and Chris is pretty much one of the masters at it.
That's what happens when you are on it every day.
Yeah, Chris is great. We have two other special guests. Sean Wilder, who's working on over 60 plus deals right now, and also Amy Ransdale down in Georgia, who's one of our team members and co-founder of ShortSaleDailyNews.com. She's going to be on it. She has over 100 files she's working on also. So it's going to be a killer call. But anyway, today we're going to talk about how to escalate a file within the Equator system when you're dealing with Bank of America up to a supervisor. We got a deal that we're working on right now that Chris is going to go over in Marlborough, Connecticut, and exactly what happened from start to finish. And there's some extremely important points here, from setting expectations to dealing with people the correct way, and exactly how to get a file reopened again. So there's a lot of little tips here. So Chris is going to take it away. Chris, what happened with this file?
Basically, with this one, we got everything submitted up through Equator, all the agent docs, offer HUD and whatnot, all the seller docs, the pay stubs, bank statements, and whatnot. So everything was done, and now the ball was in B of A's court as far as going through the review and you know, either countering or
so the right time, everything was sent in at the right time, so they didn't close your file, all that kind of good stuff.
All the tasks were completed. I had verification that they were completed and that the file was in process. Basically, what it came down to is a little bit of extra time had gone by. It was taking a little bit longer than it normally does to get a response on an offer, and so I decided to call into short sale support.
So you got a little, you're suspecting something
red flags were starting to fly a little bit, you know. So called in and found out that the file had just been closed because one of the docs that I supposedly had already sent in.
And in the system it noted that it was in there too.
Right. Somehow got lost, or there was maybe a glitch or something came up. So I basically talked with, and first was speaking obviously to just a general representative, and I explained to her the situation, and you know, she basically was telling me that, you know, you'll have to start the whole thing over again, and I, you know, very calmly said, well, I'm sorry, but that's, you know, not acceptable. You know,
you didn't quit though?
No.
We never quit in this office.
That's what happens when you're stubborn.
Exactly.
So I just very calmly, I said to her, well, I'm sorry, I know you're just doing your job and all that stuff, but that's, you know, that's just not acceptable, you know, because here's where I'm coming from. And so after talking to her for a few minutes, she put me on with a supervisor, and again, just very calmly related the situation. And I said, listen, you know, if something happened on Equator, that's fine. You know, there's computers can have issues, programs can have problems. That's kind of part of the norm. But here's where I'm coming from. You know, if something was missing, I was never told about it. You know, and all along was told that the file was still in review.
And this is why you keep good notes too, along with in the system, because we actually have our online system, PropTracker.com, which we update every single time that we make a note to a lender. We update in the system, so we pull it up before each call, and we tell them exactly what happened along, and it's timestamped. It's pretty sweet.
Right, which I obviously was able to do here, and you know, again, just, you know, the other thing that, you know, we want you to know in these kind of situations is, you know, keep calm. Don't flip out. You know, even if you have a good case, you know, you have to. You'll get a lot further if you stay calm about it. You explain your situation, and so essentially, I just said to her, I said, you know, I'm sorry, but this just isn't acceptable. You know.
So now we're still at a rep, right?
No, now I'm still with the supervisor.
Oh, you're with the supervisor.
Yep.
Okay.
And so, you know, at that point, what she basically did was she sent a formal complaint up to the corporate office, and in this particular case, we did have to resubmit the paperwork, but out of the complaint up to the corporate office, we had within, probably about a week tops, already had response on the offer. So they obviously...
So within 1 week, Chris escalated it from supervisor to the corporate level, and we got a response on the offer within a week. The reason why that worked out well is because Chris obviously has great communication skills, and he did not flip his lid. I know Chris wanted to say a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Because we were very frustrated because it takes time in putting all of the documentation into the system. So believe me, guys and gals, big part of the business, Big part of our business is meeting and following through with expectations, also dealing with people and how you're going to deal with them.
Right. And you know, we're going to discuss this tomorrow night on the call, talking about all you know, probably more detail about escalating files. I think we may have mentioned before, but another angle too is obviously through Equator. When you message the negotiator, you can copy in, like, you know, their team leader or you know, VP.
And it's team lead inside the system. That's what's labeled on it. But we're going to go over that again in detail tomorrow. It's tomorrow night, May 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to shortsaleDailyNews.com to sign up. There's a link there for tomorrow night, again, 8 p.m. Also, there's some latest and greatest. I think we're done with that one, right?
Done with it.
Great tips. All right, there's some latest and greatest on Bank of America. Since we're talking about Bank of America, and these right here are our lender profiles. We have them for every single lender we go on or that we work with. We have 3 pages. You guys can't see it, but 3 pages of notes on exactly their discount ratios, first and second position, and exactly what they do, what they pay in fees, so on and so forth. So we have all of our lenders broken down like this, so when we actually get a file in, we know pretty much how it's going to work out before we get on our desk. Very powerful, this stuff. But anyway, 3 ones that we just added. These are on FHA files. FHA files do not go through Equator. They're handled the old 3-phase way. That's a good tip. Next tip, FHA purchase contracts must have the following language. Sale is contingent upon the seller obtaining prior written approval of Bank of America home loans. Another huge tip. Last but not least, FHA listing agreements must have the following language. Seller may cancel this agreement prior to the ending date of the listing period without advance notice to the broker and without payment of a commission, which sucks, or any other considerations, if the property is conveyed to the mortgage insurer or the mortgage holder. There you go. Re-listen to this video if you want all of those basic notes on FHA deals. But anyway, again, Equator System. We're doing a webinar tomorrow. Myself, Chris, Amy, and Sean. We have a total of over 300 deals that we're all working on collectively. That's a lot of manpower right there. A lot of mental capacity right there. Pretty cool. But anyway, make sure you guys go to shortsaleDailyNews.com and check it out. Also, PropTracker.com. Check it out. It's our online management tool, real estate management tool. It is killer. It's got a ton of stuff. If you guys want more, know a little bit more about it, I'll put a link at the end of this video. But anyway, Chris DeJono-Bose, Bob LaChance from PreForeclosureDailyGrind.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Somebody wake me up. Somebody wake me up, yeah. Somebody please wake me up. Whatever happened to the butterfly?